Well, I identify as bisexual, so honestly it's a lot more complicated, and the reason I think it is because majority of, most of the time me growing up, I've outwardly dated boys, kissed boys. They used to call me boy crazy, right? So like that is what they seen, and I think behind the scenes I was doing some experimenting with girls, or in the back of my head I'm like, oh, she's hot, or like I had that attraction, but I never went to date a girl. And I had some really bad experiences even with a best friend that was also sort of bi-curious, and we were experimenting and things like that. And then when we got into a fight in front of everyone, she said, Melanie, I can't hang out with you anymore because people are gonna think we're gay. And I didn't want to out her during the argument, so it just was this big stigma that you can't be perceived as liking girls too much, or people are gonna look at you funny. So I had a completely different
right. But you
perception.
also grew up in like a different area, like, because that situation happened where?
In Taylor.
It was in Taylor?
It was in Taylor.
Interesting.
But the girl was very religious.
Oh, okay.
But she was on the down low. So anyways,
okay.
So it wasn't until really that my senior year in high school, I had dated a lot of guys. I was, being crazy, and it just was not working out for me. And I thought to myself, like, something has to change. Like, whatever I'm doing right now, it's not working. And I said, let me like expand my horizons a little bit more. Like, so that's when I had made my Downey Link profile and started to just, talk to girls a little bit more and see what that was about. I felt like a little bit more confident that like I could actually maybe like date them. I'm getting older. People don't actually have to like see us at school. Most of them were like people that lived away from me and stuff like that. So I started going on like some dates with girls, mostly just like hanging out and partying and stuff like that. And it was fine, but it was mostly, I would say, superficial. And I think it's because I was mostly talking to girls maybe I was physically attracted to, but we didn't click emotionally. So it wasn't until I met Danae, and we were the same age, first of all, which I feel like helped because I was kind of talking to people that were older. But she was very chill. Like, she just made me feel like really comfortable. Like, we were just talking about like not necessarily going out and partying, but movies and going to the mall and let's hang out and cuddle and things like that. And I felt like that felt a lot more like natural and what I would actually like to do. So I'm like, okay.
Right, like innocent stuff.
More innocent, not like all, I was dating some girls, it was like craziness.
Like, she going to the after hours, to the strip clubs.
I dated a girl who, let's just say she had a sugar daddy. But so they weren't a very good influence on me. But Danae, I feel like she didn't try to sway me anyway.
I swooped in with my skills. I got skills.
A little bit. So the rest is kind of, well, me and her started dating at that point, and that was like a couple months before our graduation. I do remember in class, I did come out to some of the people because I was texting her and I was all excited. And it was funny because when I did come out in class, the boys were like, had their eyes all wide, like they thought it was hot and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, you're not getting in on it.
Well, how did you come out in class? Like,
I was texting and I was like telling my friend, like, oh, I'm talking to a girl now and stuff. This is what she looks like. And like a guy behind me, I think he overheard.
Lord.
And so I like showed like a hot picture of you or whatever.
What picture did you show him?
I don't know. Probably something.
Better not be nothing when I was in no bra and pants.
No. I think it was just like your face, but you were making like a cute face or something. But and you were picking me up from school, so I was like bragging about that and everything like that. But
I was horrible too. I wasn't even going to school myself.
Yeah, she was bad. But anyways, so I think we talked about that a little bit in another video that I kind of had came out to my mom and like some people on my mom's side of my family because I had posted pictures of me and her on Facebook. And it was actually kind of awkward because my aunt had seen the pictures and had asked me about it like right in front of my mom. And I just remember kind of being shy because I wasn't sure how they were going to respond. But I was like, yeah, like we're talking now. And they were like, oh, okay. And just had a few follow-up questions. But I was so scared that they were going to try to shame me or that they were going to try to say, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you asking me a bunch of questions because I've only dated guys that they know of since that time. But luckily they've been pretty supportive and everything like that. I came out to my dad's side too. For the most part, I would say between supportive and neutral. Sometimes I don't always feel like maybe they're like as excited or we act the same, but at the same time, sometimes that's just our relationship. We don't always like keep in touch and stuff, but it's been a process. I think with everything, even for my family, I feel like I'm really the only one that's in an openly same-sex relationship. I'm the only one that's married, same-sex for the most part. So I think it's really just been just an adjustment, them like learning about it, and they're always asking questions. And I think more though, we definitely have, especially the younger ones, just getting excited, when we're gonna have kids, and they just became a part of our lives and things like that. So it's sort
and that
of
was a question of discussion too. Like even on like my side, they would ask, so are you gonna have kids? Like the confusion of how are you guys gonna have kids? So you constantly have to explain that.
And remind, I feel like we've said it quite a few times, but people are like, who's going to carry and why this and why that? And, I think some people are kind of nervous, the fact that we are going to be using a donor of someone that we don't personally know. I'm nervous about it too. I had the same reservations, but at the same time, I feel like I have to trust in our ability to make a good choice for us and our family and just, do the best that we can.
Trust that they're going to give us the right sperm that we asked for.
I'm already suing if they don't, so. Because it's important, I feel like, for us also to have like mixed race kids. I feel like that's important to me, and just so that our cultures can kind of mix and they feel like they have a piece of both of us. But as far as like going into college, I'll just talk a little bit more. It's really cute because me and Danae went to the same university, Wayne State, and we went to the same Bachelor's of Social Work program. So we had quite a few classes together, and I think at first people thought we were just like really close because we'd always sit by each other and talk, but like we wouldn't be like kissing or anything in class. But there was a few like group projects where we kind of were like, yeah, that's my girlfriend. They're like, oh my god, I was wondering, you guys are always together, but I didn't want to ask. So we kind of came out, and people just we're cool about it. Everybody was pretty cool about it. They just were like, didn't want to ask, sort of thing.
But basically, like for me, it's pretty easy nowadays to just come out to people. Like I don't even really care what people think. It's either you accept it or you don't, and if you don't, then you can go about your way. Really,
I feel like
at this point,
I think Danae's a lot more confident with it. I feel like that it's not obvious when people look at me that I'm in a same-sex relationship or that I'm bi. So what I don't like is the confusion that when I tell people or I've had some really like inappropriate people like saying, oh, you're too pretty to be with a girl. Oh, how are you gonna have kids? Oh,
that's a dumb.
I swear,
you're
there's
too
a lot
pretty to be gay. Well, the prettiest people are gay, okay?
Right. So, sometimes I'm not sure how I'm always going to react to people. And so I think I'm just building up, I'm kind of pay attention to my surroundings and who I'm around. And that's going to kind of dictate a little bit of whether I'm going to be really open at the time or if I'm going to wait to see how that person really reacts, because I don't want to be put in a bad situation either. You know what I mean? And I think situations, I'm more feeling like scared about this situation that happened with, Jussie, just a little bit. Just the fact that you don't know when you're out anywhere. You could be at Walmart. You could be at the store. We could be talking about our relationship, walk up the door, and someone could attack us. Like, it's just crazy to me. So I feel like the best thing that, we can also just do is just still be aware of your surroundings, still make sure that you're doing the best that you could do to stay safe and everything like that. Not saying pretend to be something that you're not. I'm just saying that, just be safe and be aware. So there have been a lot of situations, I feel like, just with, food and retail. There's random moments where I feel like you just kind of come out and, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just part of the discussion. Like, I'll speak for her a lot of times, and I'm like, yeah, this is my wife. Like, that's why I'm like ordering something for her, picking up something for her. So most of the time I've had, professional reactions out of like professional settings. I think if anything, it comes down to the other customers or people that are in the store. Sometimes you have to look out for a little bit.
But I want to end this, by saying that don't be afraid to come out. Just be your true self and let people know who you truly are, and that you're going to be able to wean out those people that are for you and then those people that are not.
Yeah.
And then also remember that some people, they're really surprised by the information, and that you should give them time, because it can be different for certain people who may have grew up a different way. But also just know you can't give them all the time in the world. Yeah. So we want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Click the bell if you want to be notified when we have new videos up. Like I said, we're trying to do videos twice a week, so bear with us. And like, comment, you know, if you want to tell us anything, or give us any suggestions on new videos that we should do. We'll definitely take those into consideration. So
and
thanks for watching.
And be proud of your love. Yep.
Yes.